Let's do this. It look more
Let's do
professional.
this. Welcome, guys. Thank you so much for joining us for another Lethal's Vapor Lounge Live. I almost said Game and Vape Lounge Live. I need to stop doing so many shows. Thanks for joining us for Lethal's Vapor Lounge Live.
Okay.
What's going on, Frank? How you doing, buddy?
I'm good. No. I'll be lying if I said I'm good, by the way.
Yeah,
Just
I
saying.
I think we all would be at this point in time. But how was your week, other than the news today?
Um, let's remove Wednesday. It's actually been pretty good. I'm actually excited, and this is my first time on this show, by the way, for the third time. First time for the third time.
No, this is the second Wednesday.
Oh, yeah.
We had
Last
the
one was a Saturday, so
yeah the
technically.
yep. Um, So I'm glad you had a pretty decent week, man. I've been about the same. Had
Hmm.
nothing spectacular's happened. Been pretty good though. So for the most part.
Yep,
Um,
yep.
yep, yep. Why don't you go ahead and show the lovely people what your buffet is tonight?
Give me one second. Aloha, Kevin, and Chris Evanstorm, and that's this motherfucker
And
right
Dyke
here.
Magyar, what's going on? Dismafugger.
Yeah, buddy. So, woo, tie down with a goon on top of it, and then I have the Vindicator with a goon. It's kind of like patina, so I had to kind of like clean it. And then Vicious Ant with a Reverie, and then Spotty with the Vital. Basically, that's all I'm whipping on. And juices, let's see, Sublime, which is a crisp blend of sour apples, juicy peaches, and variety of other mix. I have this juice, which is, oops, Pony on Acid. Really like that stuff. And I still have my good vibes, even though I don't have a good vibe right now. And lastly, Lick It. So pretty much sponsored by Smacks. No, I'm kidding. Smacks, please sponsor me. So yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much. Well, what do I got going on here? We got the usual, the Drag 1 with the Twisted Messes TM24 Pro on top. My lighting
Hmm.
sucks. I apologize for that. In that, I'm actually running some Silverback Juice Co. Rocky.
Yeah.
Very nice stuff. Banana oatmeal cookie. I've also got that Luxottic NC, the Noisy Cricket V3 with the Dead Rabbit and the
Nice.
brass butcher cap on top there. In that, I'm ripping some strawberry custard from Killer Custard. Well,
Ooh.
yeah, Killer Custard strawberry. Love that stuff.
Very good.
Also have that Dot Mod Dot Box 300 watt lipo with the Kelpie RTA on top. Really enjoying that one.
What's your first impressions on them?
On the Kelpie,
Hmm.
I'm really enjoying it. Good flavor, good production. It is single coil, not really my style, but
Yeah.
it's enjoyable anyways.
True.
Oh, turn up my audio. How about now? Does that work? Hold on. Let me pull it up. I don't think I can go up any higher with my audio, my friend. Let me try. Lick it.
Lick
Julie LeBlanc,
it.
how are you, my dear? Um, what else am I on with tonight? We've got the final little guy, my one pod device that we've got going on. We have the Voopoo Nano
Nice.
by Voopoo. We got the Drag Nano from Voopoo. I'm sorry. Sit on top of the mic. I would love to, but I don't think that's going to work. I can't ever hear you. It's better. Okay, cool. Fine there. Everybody says I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine. Well, I know, but, you know, that's how it is.
I know,
Uh,
you know. You
you
know, I
know,
know.
I'm fine. I'm a sexy motherfucker. Um,
Hell yeah. Like the confidence right there, brother.
hey, you know, it's not confidence when I get told it all the time. No, I'm kidding. Um, let's go ahead and give shout outs. You already started with 808 Kevin K. What's going on? Aloha, my dude. Yeah, I did that wrong. Aloha, my dude. Chris Storm Tuna. What's going on, man? Andike Magyar. Dismafugger here. Andy Harris. Julie LeBlanc. How you doing? Jay Money. What's going on, my dude? We also got Nita and Bronco Monk. What's going on? You think I'm mirrored as well? Let me check the stream. Because I
Mirrored.
Am I what?
You're married?
Am I? Doesn't look like it to me. No,
I might be married too.
no,
Well,
no. You're fine. You're right on. Just the way we should be. So there. No, we're not mirrored. Unicron's hole. What's going on, dude? Who the fuck is Lethal Coils? Now your t-shirt writing. Oh, show my t-shirt writing. There you go. Innovate.
and babe,
Innovate e-liquids.
there you
Silverback was
go.
backwards a minute ago. Was it? Was it? Let's try that one.
Yeah, it might be backwards from them.
Oh, it is backwards for them. It
Yep.
is. It is mirrored. All right, 1 second, guys. Let me handle that business right there. Um, if I can, I'll try. Uli, uli, uli. Ah, yes, Julie, our good friend Julie.
Unicron. Unicron skull or hole. Sorry.
Unicron's hole.
I always butcher names, by the way. FYI. Mhm. But not as bad as Nick Bissett, by the way.
How is that now? Does that work, guys? Let's see. Does that work?
It's Dog.
There it is. There it is. We've got it the
Hello.
right way now. Yay! Need a new
Woohoo.
caster? No. This is our new co-host, my good friend. This is Frank the Freaking Wolf. This is our third show together. Second Wednesday in a row.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing well, guys. We're doing well. So, yeah. Now that we've said hello to all of you lovely people and we've already gone over our buffets, we had a few things that we wanted to discuss, didn't we, Frank? We all know already, well, most of us here already know about the announcement this morning from Mr. Trump. Things are not good here in the United States. Things are really
Nope.
not good. I like Frank. You guys should be good together. Thank you very much, Josh Rhodes. Nice to see you here, buddy. So what?
I
Yeah,
like you too, man.
there's an entire ban that he's going after for not just flavorings, I don't believe, but for pretty much everything. Is
So, okay, I'll read this right off the bat from. Thank you, New York Times, by the way, from sponsoring this stupid article. So it says, as vaping-related illness spread, President Trump and top health officials met at the White House to discuss ways to keep the products away from teenagers. And then they said that Trump administration officials said Wednesday that they should ban the sale of most flavored e-cigarettes at a time when hundreds of people have been sickened by mysterious lung disease. FYI, it's not mysterious. It's like tetrahydrocannabinol and that you do in your cartridges. FYI.
and
And
it's more specifically is the vitamin E acetate that does it, the cutting agent, the dilutant.
mhm. And also sitting in the Oval House with Alex Azar, the health secretary for the Secretary for Health and Human Services, and the Ned Sharpless, which he doesn't have any sharp edges, he said,
Oh,
the
maybe he
acting
does.
FDA commissioner. President Trump acknowledged that there was a vaping problem, and then they said that we're going to do something about it. And then Azar said that the FDA would outline a plan within coming weeks for removal of most flavored e-cigarettes in the market.
hmm
And then guess who's in the Oval House, by the way? Who else?
I'm gonna say Gottlieb.
Nope.
No, I'm wrong.
Actually, it's
I'd be
the
guessing.
first lady,
Oh yes.
you know,
What's her
the
name?
first
Mariana.
lady.
Mariana Trump or something like that.
Uh, his his name is Stupid Trump.
Stupid.
No, I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding. Melania Trump also attended the White House meeting, by the way. Wow, good. At least the first lady has his own or her own news, finally. And she got a son, she said. The president said of their teenage child, Baron, says she feels very strongly about it. and he said of Mrs. Trump's interest in vaping. Oh well, dude, you watch the meeting, Julie? Like, literally, dude. Okay, I don't understand this. Oh, let me say, or let me retract that statement. Like, we saw it coming, basically,
Yep.
based on Mr. Scott Gottlieb's freaking reign in the FDA, by the way. We already saw it coming. It wasn't a matter of if, it was a matter of when it was coming.
Well,
And then,
go ahead.
no,
I'm
go
sorry.
ahead, go ahead.
I was going to say just for a time it was an if, but
Hmm.
nobody wanted to do anything to advocate really. I mean, everybody kind of relied on emails, and that was kind of where the buck stopped.
Yep. And then here's like a few things that went wrong in this industry, okay? And I would say this, it wasn't an issue for people to do advocacy. It's more of an issue for complacency. And let me tell you why. So, first of all, no one saw that Michigan would do it like last week,
Hmm.
you know. No one saw it coming. It was very like okay, around 2 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. No, 2 a.m. my time. No, sorry, 2 a.m. Eastern Standard Time rather. Sorry. And then it was around midnight my time that the news broke open that the first ever state banning all flavored sales of e-cigarettes, you know,
Hmm.
would be implemented, by the way. And no one was actually mentioning that, hey man, like we could persuade them or we could give them information, even if they're not asking for it. Like, we could give them information on how it was conducted or how pretty much, like, let's say, for example, how much information we could give them to, like, let's say, make them have more informative decisions.
Right.
That being said, no one ever did it, and pretty much like, okay, since they haven't done anything yet, I won't do anything yet. No, I don't
Yep.
touch you, you don't touch me. Basically, that's what happened. But now everyone is like, okay, I'm being hurt by them, so now I'm gonna go to them. Like, we were being complacent about it. And I actually agree with Josh Rhodes. It's like drug problem, it's actually out of control. So fuck it, we will go after people who want a better way to get their nick or stop smoking. Crazy, right? Because think about it this way. It's always the case that okay, I would be like a person who's not I'm not passive aggressive in any form or any way and manner. I'm more of an assertive type of person, and I'll tell you what I feel based on the circumstances that you give me. The only problem is right now, it's just I'm not really angry about it. It's just like I'm really saddened of this news because this fight is not just more of people who's just enjoying the flavor or e-liquid or vaping.
Hmm.
It's no longer about that fight. It's more of the people who's just recently transitioned to actually just vaping recently. And guess what? Like, if you take those away from them now that they're actually slowly trying to enjoy it, they're just gonna go back to smoking. It's like, okay, fuck it. And then people are startly thinking like, okay, so there's no flavors, right?
Hmm.
Guess, and then I'll just go to like menthol. I hate menthol, but I'll start having menthol as my flavor. But that being said, did you know that menthol is also flavored?
Hmm.
So now they're actually not just trying to take away all your flavors, they're actually trying to take away your right choice to have a healthier life.
Right. Yep. They are. They're. It's no secret the U.S. government has been overstepping our rights for a long time now. And now
Hmm.
this is the right to choose as an adult. The right to choose as an adult what we do with our own lives is not in our hands anymore. They've stripped that from us,
Hmm.
which is grossly unconstitutional.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely goes against everything this country was founded on. And
Yep.
it's just a slap into the face to the American people.
Yep. And it's also like, take a note of this, okay? So Azar, or Alex Azar II, by the way, complete name, he said, and this was per also our good friend, Mr. Angry Hippie himself, Sean Typhon. He doesn't have any problem on on banning vaping at all. So now it's like, okay, an it's not an issue when it would or if it would happen. It's now an issue of when it would happen. So like, if they don't have any issues with that, it's just like, you know, technically, and I'm sorry, I'm Canadian, but dude, I'm sorry, but it's fucked. Literally,
Mm-hmm.
I don't have any words.
Um, this motherfucker here, I I want to make this very clear and not to be misunderstood. I think that we're going to see a lot of people go back to smoking. That's across the board. It's going to happen. We're going to see people do that. But are they going to do it happily? I think some of them will. I think some of them won't have a second thought about putting down the vape and going back to smoking. But that's going to be really reined into like the newer vapors and people that aren't as serious about it as the community here are. I mean, um, we already know we're going to be all right. You know,
Mm-hmm.
the vapors that are already existing in the community, like Sean said, we're going to be fine. It's not us that are going to pay the ultimate price. It's going to be those that have just gotten into vaping, made the transition from smoking to vaping, and it's going to be those smokers that don't know yet and would
Mm-hmm.
like a safer alternative to smoking cigarettes and eventually like to kick that habit.
Yep.
That's who it's really going to hurt in the long run. Um, what? Wait, what? Huh? Bronco Monk. Do not agree with your statement. It is the end users, the state holders, fucking companies for the most part, sat on their hands and did nothing. Um,
Well, think about it this way, because you have your right for the money.
mm-hmm,
It's everyone's right to have money, and there are a lot of companies who don't do anything about advocacy, about anything. You even have vape shops who's just like standing still there and not doing anything. As constituents, you have the right to vote with your money. It's not just it's not just the people who themselves could be blamed for it. Yes, but like, people, in an essence, you have the power with your money. And some people actually, in the end, gave money to this asshole companies who's actually, number one, not just deliberately child proofing their products,
mm-hmm,
but in the end, it's just like, how the fuck would you, as a constituent, would you not care about your whole state?
right.
Yes, it's just like one person that you're educating, but you yourself have a part with it. It's not just solely based on the companies themselves. Companies are here to do money,
Mm-hmm,
and we have the money. We are giving them the money. So as constituents, we could both vote them outright with their money, not supporting their products.
right.
And unfortunately, that's slowly going to happen. It's like, people actually is people actually are not just oblivious, but like, if there's like millions and millions of paper about it, or about, in the US rather, like, why are here's another question that I would throw out there. Why are we supposedly supporting even vape shops that doesn't do any advocacy or is unaware of advocacy?
Honestly, I don't personally. I don't. I don't go to vape shops that don't, have some sort of understanding about advocacy and have some sort of action that they, play, some sort of role that they play in advocacy. That's why I pretty much stick to one shop.
Yep.
But I think that a lot of the people, as a community, and I think this is kind of where Bronco was going with it is we can't blame the end users for the industry coming to an end like this, but we kind of can. As a
Mm,
community, as vapors, it was our job to fight to keep this alive. Companies didn't do anything. You're absolutely right. There are a lot of companies that didn't, but there are companies that did as well. Um, but I don't find fault entirely on the end users. I don't find fault entirely on the companies, but um, more of a combination of both. I think that both sides could have done a lot more before it got to this point. That we could have maybe potentially reversed all of this, and nobody did. A lot of I can't say nobody did. There are
mm,
people that advocated. There are very, very strong advocates for vaping. And the problem is they didn't have enough of us behind them fighting and doing every single thing that we could to make sure that this didn't happen.
yep.
Um, I mean, in the end, I call my juice line nipples Picatite. Oh my God.
Although I'll say at some point I do agree with him because here's the thing about this. I know that there's 1 million people, or not 1 million, but like millions of vapors in the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, it cannot just be fueled by the constituents themselves. Companies has also been the drive should be and foremost the driving force for this advocacy. Now that being said, yes, thank you for that. Unicron Unicron's whole. I can still pronounce your name. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
For 14 million vapors in U.S. That being said, like this should be, and vaping with Vic and one of his vlogs actually prove it that this fight does not need to be fueled by the constituents mostly. The companies also need to do their part to
Mm-hmm.
actually fuel this fight and to fuel it forward. And a lot of it is based on what what boils down to is this is now what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
Like you look at it, I know that everyone would be looking at it that the glass is half empty because there's nothing absolutely positive that you could check about it. But now that it's now that they're actually doing it, what are we going to do now?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know a lot of people have been like, "Hey, contact the White House,
Mm-hmm.
give them a call, And I'll be honest with you, sometimes I don't really know if they give a fuck about those calls.
Probably not.
And it's hard to imagine that they'll actually even gonna do this and listen to us in the long run perspective.
No, they'll probably just, yeah, to death. They'll probably let you talk, but they won't be listening. And that's the ignorant side of things. And this motherfucker here mentioned if this is secretly about cutting off the shrinking of MSA money and not teens, they won't be listening to anyone. Period. Um, I think you're right on that. Well, I know you're right on that, but I don't think it was ever a secret. Um, I think that this was all fueled by money from the get go.
Yep,
It's pretty obvious at this point if they're ignoring facts and omitting the positive news about vaping and only publicizing the negatives. It's pretty clear this is about money. Where that money is coming from, primarily big pharma, big tobacco.
yep,
Um, we've said it 100 times on the channel. If people aren't smoking, they're not getting sick. If they're not getting sick, they're not getting treated. If they're not getting treated, they're losing money. Big pharma loses money from people not getting sick.
yep.
So they want to keep cigarettes on the market. They don't want vaping to exist.
hmm
That that is where a lot of this stuff comes from. And I don't think it's any big secret. Jared, the vaping goat's in the house. What's going on, my dude? How are you? Um, I think this is a horrible move for us. I think um, this is going to be just destructive,
hmm
absolutely destructive if they go through with this. And just so we're clear about this, guys, if this does go through, there will be no point to the PMTAs. The date will no longer exist. Uh,
Nope.
it it's cut and dry. What up, Domino Effect? What's going on, my dude? Toral Holman, what's going on? I think if we knew the amount of spin doctoring that goes, we would never sleep again. Truth.
Mm-hmm.
Shame them over time by getting the truth out. They'd rather Americans died earlier. There's no living that down. Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Hell yeah. How do you know that? How the fuck do we don't know that this is not fueled by money? First of all, think about it this way: if there's no person getting sick at all, what's the role of big pharma? There's that.
Mm-hmm.
And then think about it this way: Gretchen, okay, I'll call her by her first name, woman, and some people would be like, butthurt about it that I said woman. Hi, Jared. Join my side, by the way. Um, but like, dude, like this woman specifically is, and check her donations, actually getting $6,000 every month from Big Tobacco. Hmm. Hmm. Does doesn't ring a bell about it? Hmm.
Yeah.
It's like literally you scream out with the money out there, and it's already out there, and we're doomed.
Mm-hmm.
And check this out. It's not just the U.S. that's going to suffer from this. Think about the other. It's like the big brother small brother thing. Think about what Australia's going to do. Think about what Canada's going to do. Since okay, the health care, or not health care, but like Health Canada is starting to slowly believe that there's actually like a vaping epidemic, in a sense that vaping is harmful for your lungs, where they're looking at studies based on US
Mm-hmm.
that has those THC cartridges in them.
Mm-hmm.
And now, guess what? What's going to happen? Surely, check about it. Us going to follow shortly. I'll promise you.
But wait, Bronco Monk. If vapors are dropping like flies, they're still losing money. So there's no money in death either. There's only money to be made in treatment.
Mm-hmm.
There's no money in cures. There's no money in death. They want to keep you alive, but they want to do it on your dime. Just, it's a horrible, horrible thing. I just wanted to go ahead and touch on a couple of other issues as well. Uh,
Sure.
Also in Kansas, I don't know if you've heard about this in Kansas, Goddard Public Schools issue.
Mm-hmm.
Um, well, they had a Board of Education meeting, and Monday night they passed a resolution that authorized a law firm to initiate litigation and file lawsuits against manufacturers, distributors, and retailers of electronic cigarettes and vaping products.
Mm.
Yeah. Yep.
Because also, okay, 2 days, by the way, after the Michigan incident, low key, Illinois is actually following suit. And then after that, days after, guess what? New York, who has publicly rather stated that, oh, it's the THC cartridges that's the problem,
Mm-hmm.
is actually trying to follow suit there too. So think about it, one by one, state by state. When would this community ever learn?
They
It's just
won't,
like
man.
I know right now that we're just ranting over it, and I know that we've been just like educating other people, and I know that we might be like preaching to the choir, but hopefully like we get this outside of this community, and we get to show people that we are about saving lives that actually matter. Because I smoke in the age of 11.
Mm-hmm.
That's no joke, man. 11 is such a deep shit right now. Like 11 years old and you're starting to get your cigarettes and while you're young, it's just, and think about how other people start. And these kids are like, hey man, like it's exactly like cool to like vape. Like, mom, can I vape or can I have those like flavorly, juicily, pumpkin spice, whatever flavor that you want to say,
Mm-hmm.
and putting some other black market shit like there,
Mm-hmm.
dude. It's actually just really fuck right now. And vaping with Vic, hi,
Hello,
hi,
Vic. He actually has his advocacy game on point. I love Vic.
yeah, I
Um,
love it.
he's absolutely right. We're now reaping 3 years of advocacy gone wrong. Um,
Mm-hmm.
it. I don't know how many times it needed to be said. We needed to take this on a political level over 2 years ago. You
Yep.
know, we needed to get a legislator, senator, some sort of representative, some sort of position in the government uh, on our side and fighting for this. And we just never did. We never got there. A lot of someone else will do it for me existed. A lot of I'm only one voice. What difference can I make existed. Um, it it's all that kind of I want to say a selfish mentality that someone else will do it for me if I don't have to because someone else will.
Yep.
Um, it's a very selfish mentality, and it doesn't help the cause. That's the kind of thinking that got us to this point. If more people didn't think that way and in reverse thought, you know what, I'm going to give my all to saving this industry that provides life-saving devices for millions of people across the world, maybe we could have saved it. But it's too little, too late now.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're screwed. And now we're facing, not even facing, we're looking at the end. This is essentially for the U.S. We're looking at the end of things, and it's not going to go well. Um, just remember the list that I spoke about in regards to the states in my rant video last week. One by one, they're falling as expected. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, Jared. You're 100% correct. And sad to say, the more we see, the more that we're going to see. It's not going to go away once one state picks it up, another one's going to follow suit. It's the way it's always been.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so
And
on
exactly as what vaping with Vic said, the vaping industry in US alone is bringing in millions. What do some of those big companies do? Buy Lambos, yachts, mansions, speedboats, spend nothing on support.
Yep, we were just talking about that too. Yep, those companies should be named and shamed and hung out to fucking dry. Absolutely. I
Hell
agree
yeah.
with you. The companies that don't stand up for the industry, that don't support the community, don't really want to ensure their success, they should be called out, and they should be not, I don't want to say ostracized, but they definitely need to be called out and, held responsible for not, doing what they could to kind of save the industry.
Yep.
100%. There's also another school. I don't remember where it was. I don't think I have the
It's
article
one
up.
school in Maryland, by the way.
Is
Yep.
that the one where they took off the doors?
No, but there's one school in Maryland who's like literally right now is spending time with kids, and this students are actually accommodated to a course about vaping for them vaping in school, right?
Mm.
Or having a vaping device. No parents, no teachers, no everyone whatsoever, but it's held by the companies themselves, specifically the four
You're
letter
kidding
word
me.
that I don't want to say because I don't want them to have any free advertisements on this channel,
Mm.
specifically not my channel. So I won't.
I wouldn't give them free advertisement anyways.
Yeah, and it's like you you spend time with these kids alone, educating them
Mm-hmm.
about this sort of products, and look at it that way. It's just like, okay, this company suddenly is like, yeah, if you don't vape, if you don't smoke, like we're gonna stand up. I'm like, well, buddy, you kind of like fuck us over with all the shit that you've been doing. So why are you in the game right now? You're just literally like bringing into you're just literally saving your ass, trying to save your butt. And now that it has happened because of your fuck ups, now this is what you're going to do? Like, unfortunately, no. And yes, Hallman. Sorry, again, I botch names all the time. Okay, I botch names all the time. Do this schools spend time and effort preventing shootings as well? Unfortunately, no. And think about it this way: in all the in all the shootings, almost all the time, it's at minimum, 20 victims.
Mm.
20 victims of gunfires and shooting. What do they do about it? Well, like, I mean, there's like a privatized sector for like guns, but there's also like a public sector that you could get it to. But then it's like the gun laws that, and correct me if I'm wrong, I don't live in the US. Again, I don't know any shit about gun laws. But this
Mm.
is as far as I know. Does the private sectors for guns actually implement the same rules and regulations rather that the private sector does? Because, and I'll be honest with you, like not all the time you'll see like a public sector implement a law and a private company would do it, specifically like guns. So let's say for example like me, like I'm in provision for like let's say for example wielding a gun
Mm-hmm.
on some state. I go to a public sector and try to acquire a gun, and suddenly it's easy and accessible. And now I have a gun again. Like that's pretty fucked.
Well, here it's state by state. I don't know exactly what you mean by private sectors, but here publicly, um, it is as long as you can obtain a federal uh, firearm ID card, an FID, uh, you have an LTC, which is a license to carry. You can carry openly anywhere you go.
Mhm.
Um, do I think that they're spending time and effort to prevent the shootings? Absolutely not. I think that some of them, when it happens, they're all up in arms and all scared about it, and so they'll start putting in guards or metal detectors, or they'll implement searches as soon as they walk in the door. Um, it's it's short lived. It's short lived.
Yep.
But yeah, heroin and meth kill more people a year than a gun. Absolutely, Jeff. You're absolutely right. Um, it's a gross misappropriation of priority. I
Mm-hmm.
think personally, and I've been saying this for a long time. We've got opioid crisis. We've got
Mm-hmm.
shootings. We've got all sorts of suicides and um, deaths from many other things, many other problems that are affecting the nationwide,
Mm-hmm.
and we have to be focused on the one thing that is killing the least amount of people.
200 to around 400 people, let's say.
Yeah,
It's like,
450 people injured, and then I
mm,
think they said six of them, as of to date, were pronounced dead.
yeah, and a lot of those numbers in terms of like the vaping side of things where one was hospitalized. Imagine like that girl that actually has like call it the tag where it's like yeah it's like vaping that got me sick,
Oh
paraphrase
yeah, yeah, yeah,
again,
yeah, yeah.
the woman who's like again Jared, you have to support me in calling woman a woman because I mean we're not not gen so some feminists would attack me again, but like aside from that it's like a lot of the things that he that they call out, and I'm not saying that I don't care for the 200 people who's like in the hospitals, but like clearly it's their decision to like, or not even their decision, but they didn't know that there were some people like had THCs on those cartridges, and you are responsible on what you put in your body.
Yep.
Unfortunately, you have to know what's in that, and it's not that I don't care about them. It's just like, and this is how I feel about it. It's their irresponsibility that came through this. And by the way, this the girl that had a sign, that those famous actress, by the way, that has a busker kind of like tag.
Mm-hmm.
She's like in the hospital, and think about it this way, they the girl actually had a history of pneumonia.
Mm-hmm.
And think about the picture as well that they're presenting, right? And I know that we have some healthcare professionals in here,
Mm-hmm.
but like literally, there's one, and I forgot how it was, but I have to check this out personally. There was like one valve on on the arm, and it was actually blocking the blood pressure checker per se.
Okay.
And as far as I know, you don't do that when you are actually in bed or in hospital bed. I have to
Mm.
check that out. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. This motherfucker here. Better background checks could have stopped some of it, but don't forget a lot of responsibility relies on the parents too. The owners, the actual registered owners of these firearms should have them locked up in gun safes with complete locks, everything. Whole 9 yards. It if a gun owner is irresponsible in how he keeps his firearms and someone gets a hold of them, I find a lot of the responsibility to be on the gun owner.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Um, what else do we see? Treating mental health and better background checks would help, but thugs will still obtain guns. Absolutely. Guys, doesn't matter what it is, vaping, guns, drugs, it could be milk and cereal. If they outlawed milk and cereal, there'll still be a black market. People will still get these products, these guns, these drugs, these vapor products. But the problem is, and we've already seen this in the news in the past week with the THC cartridges, with this, vitamin E acetate, contamination causing these illnesses, black market shit. It's just going to make people even worse. It's going to make more people sick. It's going to kill more people, and that's not okay. That's not okay. We need. I don't know what the word is I'm trying to find. We need standards, industry
Mm-hmm.
standards on how these things are made and with what. And if they outlaw all of these things, there will be no industry standard. There will be whatever I can put in there to make this e-liquid is what I'm going to put in there, and then I'm going to sell it. It's my point is that there's lots that can be done if you're really out to save lives, but they aren't really sincere. They're not. They're not. They're driven by money. Cheech, I obtained free shit. Nice.
Hell yeah. I like free shit.
um. Oh yeah, the BP cuff on the IV arm.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the one you're talking about? The blood
Yeah.
pressure cuff.
So basically, like on this picture, I don't know if you guys could see it. It's probably like mirrored, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A little bit.
So, so I know it's a little bit blurry. Forgive me about it, but like they have like the worst fake tape job for endotracheal tube that the woman has seen because she actually works as a nurse.
Mm-hmm.
And then second, it's like an arterial line placement on the right wrist, which is a same side as a blood pressure cuff, which is a huge no-no. And then there's like misplaced or missing EKG leads and Dob-Hoff feeding tube from the sorry, Dob-Hoff feeding tube from the right nostril way too far out and not secured at all.
Mm.
So now, granted, she wasn't there, she's saying, and she would say that there may be things that she cannot see, but showing these pictures to other ICU nurses, and they actually agree. It's actually looked like it's staged. And unfortunately, she said Grey's Anatomy actually did a much better job trying to emulate the real life than that shit. Because, I mean, okay, for a couple of seasons, okay, I watch Grey's Anatomy, and like there's some where it's like, like there are some notoriously outrageous things. But sorry,
Hmm.
unfortunately, some person walk in. But like, literally, at a time like this, it's like, they're going to stage it. Because why would they? They're from the healthcare professional, and they're gonna say that, oh yeah, this is an epidemic, man. Like,
Yep,
this fucking shit is happening. But yeah,
absolutely. Because it threatens their livelihood. It threatens the gold in their pockets. And
yeah,
uh, if it threatens the money they make, they're going to try and bury it. I don't think it would matter who was in office for this to be handled the way it is. Absolutely not. I don't think so either. I think, um, you know, the president only listens, not only listens, but he gets a lot of his information from the FDA. And we already
mm-hmm,
know how the FDA sits on these issues. And so
yep,
they're going to be feeding him misinformation. He's going to run with it and say, this is fact. And then this is what we end up with. And it doesn't really matter who the president would be. If they have an agency in the government like the FDA that reports to the president and gives them their information, or
information, by the
yeah,
way,
their information, their data,
and
um,
study, you
yeah,
know,
then it won't matter what the truth is. He's going to go off of that and take their word for it. So,
yeah,
um, yeah, absolutely. Um, you guys are fucked. Trump's like a puppy with a balloon, all good playing with it until it goes bang. Absolutely. Very, very good, good comment right there.
especially like domino effect, man. Like I'd like to give the HS or the HHS sec a kick in the ass though. Count me in, because this guy is just like, hey man, like we know that there's an epidemic, by
Yep.
the way, and then he said I wouldn't have a problem of banning any vape devices, any vape products, and now it's totally fucked, and it's totally, it's the question of when it's going to happen.
Yep. Yep.
Anyway,
When this goes through, and I do say when, because
mm-hmm,
we already know that there's no stopping this now. So,
mm-hmm,
as far as the big question, what can we do now? Fuck if I know. Not really much is coming to mind that we can do to stop this now. At this point, we're
it's
screwed.
hard.
Um, I could speak to Trump next time we play golf. um, where was I going with that?
Like
Like,
what the heck we can we do about it?
yeah, yeah. I mean, let's not look into this too hard. Things might be as bad as we assume. We're not assuming. It's in the writing. The proof's in the pudding, and
Mm-hmm.
we've gotten the notice.
It's in the news everywhere. Like
See, here's
at this point, it's already like written facts. Like no assumptions can be made, and it's just like time. The only thing is the time.
gas
2020.
stations, convenience stores, parents. They could get, um, some homeless guy. They could give him a couple of bucks. Go inside and buy me one of these, and they'll do it.
Mm.
They will do it.
Another thing is like some other people that are actually Unicron Soul DYF,
I'm
by
out
the
of
way.
Tide Pods and hunger setting in.
But like literally, okay, like Vapors Wagons, by the way. Mr. I'm here so you don't have to be. He's like, oh, like he saw in a video that somebody was handling over pods to a certain person who's in the vehicle. Calls them out right away as Vaporswagen looks at it. And then literally it's like an unknown person you would know, basically,
Mm-hmm.
that the guy's not really friends with the person who's in the vehicle, and he has a, the guy has a truck. The kid has a truck, sure. Like, thank maybe thank your parents about it first and foremost.
Mm-hmm.
But like other than that, like a person handling pods to another person. And it's not even a joke. Like it's already in video time and time again that you can just ask someone at anywhere at any place, and if the right opportunity comes, you could ask them for it. Like, hey, like, are you over 19 or and that's in my case, or are you over 21?
Mm-hmm.
That happened actually to my mom, by the way. You know, like a kid actually asked her if she's over 19. You know, I asked her to say no, she wasn't. That not really a kid, but like literally anyone could ask you to just buy them something for them, and the cost for paying them for it.
Ooh, bath time for her. You have a date with Mr. Bubble. I have a date with Mr. Bubble. Hey,
Yeah.
Joe Jose. I vape too, bro.
So yeah,
Um,
anything you want to touch on?
um, just real quick because we're running out of time here. Um,
No, we can go 2 hours.
yeah.
Okay.
Where did it go? Well, the other, yeah, just flavored. Okay. Um, well, I just wanted to really just let people know that there's another school out there that took action against vaping as well, and they went so far as to remove all of the stall doors in the bathrooms,
Yep.
and they even wanted to post up a guard, a security guard, in the bathrooms. I can't even begin to tell you how much of an overstep of boundary and rights that is.
First and foremost, I don't want anyone looking me when I pee. Okay? Because I'll be honest with you, I can't pee when someone's looking.
No,
Like, I can't
stage
pee when
right.
yeah, like literally, I can't. Dude, I can't poop when somebody's actually in the bathroom with me. I have to take the room by myself,
That's it.
literally. And now you're going to have a security guard in there. How am I gonna poop, dog? Like, how
You
the
gotta
hell do you
hold it,
want me to
bro.
do
You
my
gotta hold
thing?
that shit.
Like, do you want me to spend like 20 minutes just by pooping, or do you want me to even eat my lunch
Mm.
in the washroom, dude? Come on, man. Oh, and yes, Jeff the Esposito said DIY, DIY, DIY.
Hmm.
Dude, sooner or later, they're gonna attack the DIY sector too.
Absolutely, this motherfucker. You'd limp home first, then use their toilets. That's right.
Yeah,
That's it. If I'm dropping a deuce with an audience, you best give me a damn score out of 10 for it. Yeah,
right? It's like an American Idol or like
it's violation of privacy. It's violation of privacy, cut and dry. There's no gray area here. You know,
right?
you can't do that. But I just want to go ahead and let you guys know about that. We're going to go ahead and wrap up, though, because it's 8:01 now.
Yep.
Frank, anything you'd like to say in closing? Anything coming up on the channel? Go ahead, do your plugs.
So first, I would just want to say thank you for accepting me as a co-host, by the way. So I'm a little blurry again. Woohoo! Thank you for accepting me as a co-host. I know it was all of a sudden for other people that, oh hey, he's with a newcaster. Hello, newcaster. But yes, I'm here every Wednesday. That's 7 p.m. Eastern and 4 p.m. Pacific. And you could catch me as well on Wolfbite channel, which would not Wolfbite channel, but like Clown Vape's channel. That's every Sunday. That's 5 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Central, and usual things. We talk about some fun stuff. We also talk about vaping advocacy, and we usually talk some some other shenanigans right there.
Mm.
And lastly, so by the way, we're starting another thing with me and Chris Evanstorm soon. So you can catch that on my channel. So same time next week, Frank to design the logo. We'll see, buddy. I can do full Photoshop shit. Like that's my weakness. Like literally, I'm actually dependent on Morg. By the way, for the logos, Morg. By the way, thank you. I gotta shout out the person because
Yep.
literally, I tell him I hit him up like, yo, dude, like you gonna do a logo for us, man. Like Tuesday, I was like, dude, like I just want like my name on it and then the time and then lethal
Yeah.
quotes on on logos. I'm like, dude, thank you, because he actually does it fast in 15 minutes. Thank you, buddy.
And he
Like
does a
I
great
appreciate
job of
that.
it too.
Yeah, like he's really like a good person to hang around with. That's the first one.
Hmm.
And second one, good job on the logos.
Yeah.
Props. So yeah, and also just for my closing, at any given point in time, that you don't think that you're somebody in somebody else's mind. Just remember that you're somebody, and that somebody is Joel. He actually loves each and every one of you all. And just remember that your time is money, and I'm glad you're spending it with us.
Thanks, guys. Thank you, Frank. Man, it's great having you here on as a co-host again. Great show. Good topics.
Hell yeah.
People need to hear and know about what's going on. And I know that a lot of people have already heard. I don't even know how many times already today about everything that's going on. But thank you guys
Yeah.
for listening to our opinions on the whole thing. Uh, Appreciate you guys in chat. Without you guys, we'd have no reason to do this show. Big love to the Spanners out there for doing such a great job. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Um, you guys can catch me again tomorrow night at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. in the UK for the Ohm Service Live on Soul Ohm Reviews channel. Me and my boy Mark and BFG Hodgson will be there promptly at 7, I hope. Um, oh, you guys are doing a show on the topic on Saturday. Right on, guys. Right on. Um, so, yeah, guys, that's about what I've got for you guys. Check out my coils. Check out the Facebook page. Come be a member of the group page, guys.
Discord.
Discord, too. Discord server is up. I will be posting a link to that. Anybody who wishes to join us may come in. Um,
Patreon.
pa-
Lethal Coils, man.
yeah, Patreon. We got Patreon for the channel now, too. You guys can check that out. And yeah, I think that's all I've got, man. I think that's all I've got. So, guys, as we always wrap up our shows, please remember that no matter how bad your days might be, remember that you're the master of your own destiny. You're the only one in this world that can pick and choose how positive or negative your days will ever be. So please remember to keep that positivity high, keep the smile on your face, and let that negative just brush off your shoulders. Love you
Hell
all.
yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us. You guys have been legends. I've been Lethal Coils. He's been Frank Wolf. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Until then, peace and clouds.
Vape on, friends. All right, what now?